visualization, imagination, these two things are very connected, and they're extremely important. They're so important, it's not even funny. Imagination, the big one. When I speak about the idea of your thoughts are creating your reality, right? Your beliefs are creating your reality. So everything you believe that is true in your reality or your world, this is what's creating your world, right? So if you believe people are bad, if you believe people are out to get you, then this is your world. This is how it will be. If you believe that you have to work hard for your money, you need to work so hard, work 50 hours a week, get minimum wage, and that's what reality is, that's what your reality will be, right? So these are the things that you have come to know through your society, through your environment, through your education, through all of the knowledge you've acquired in your experience. This is determining everything in your world, okay? So when we begin to think about thinking outside of the box, being creative, using your imagination, visualizing things, this is the idea of things that will kind of get you farther, okay? There's a beautiful quote, I forget the quote exactly, but it's the idea of whatever got you, I think it was Einstein, whatever got you to the point that you're at right now, that same thinking will not get you to where you want to go, right? Because, I mean, that makes total sense. Whatever you've been thinking, whatever your beliefs are to get you to this point right now, if you want to get to someplace greater, you would have to change your thoughts, would you not? You would have to change your thoughts to a greater reality, greater beliefs of what you can achieve, what you think is possible. When I was 15, started working out, or 16 around. I told my mom I wanted to own a gym. I'm going to own a gym one day, Mom. I told her, okay, Corey, you may own it, that's great. You know, the pat on the back, believe in yourself. So I kept visualizing, kept wanting to do this, went into the fighting career, all that, and then, I mean, this turns out we're here right now. But my whole life, when I was doing something, I was always, if I'm doing it, I need to shoot for the highest. So I'm playing basketball, I need to make it to the NBA, even though I was like 5'3". Playing football, I'm going to make it to the NFL, right? I just constantly set these goals for myself. Didn't matter how crazy they were, how crazy what people thought of it. And still today, I mean, when I was at Carleton, we started this, I said I was going to own a gym, people still laughed, right? There's this constant idea of setting goals that are much greater than what you think is possible, or what others think are, maybe you, not you, because I mean you're setting them, but there may be some sort of doubt within you. And the whole point, because I mean you're not there yet, so the whole journey is you slowly realizing within yourself that you're actually capable of achieving them. Then when it comes down to other people, I mean, most people do not think they can achieve anything. That's why they don't have anything in their life. So naturally, they're not going to, delve into these visualizations with you. They're not going to love your imagination because first of all, they think it's just crazy. I mean, when you're young, especially in our society, imagination is something that is just, I mean, it's whatever. It's your imagination, right? You're dreaming. But imagination is your key. It is the golden key to whatever you want in your life. Because imagination is using creativity, for one, and society has definitely repressed creativity. Very left brain, less intuition, less right brain. And the next thing is thinking outside of the box, right? So you have a certain box of thinking. This is what you need to do, certain constructs of society, of what the norms are, what you think is right, what is bad, what is sinning, what is right, all these things that we have created this box of society on, or your environment, or your reality. And this is all that is available to you. This is all you can think, this is all you can act, this is all you can say. You cannot do anything outside of this. And if you do outside of this, then you're different, right? You are not the same as everyone else, and thus it's much harder for you because, I mean, that's just the way the numbers go, right? So when you start thinking outside of the box, you start imagining, you start dreaming at night of great things that you can achieve, you start sitting down daydreaming of what you think you can achieve or what you think is possible for yourself. You start using your imagination, you start being creative. Now all of a sudden, your reality is changing, right? Because everything comes down to belief. So all of a sudden, like I said before, if you magically switch your brain and all of a sudden you know you're going to be successful, you know you're going to have everything in your life, 100%, no doubt, then the next day you would have it. That's how it works. Naturally, there's a buffer time, right? We're living in this dimension. So there's a buffer time. You're not going to get everything you want right away. However, you're not going to get it without thinking you deserve you're going to get it. You're not going to get it without feeling like you already have it. You're not going to get it if you have not visualized what you think is possible or what you think is in your realm of reality, what your destiny is, what your pathway or journey is laid out for you. If you have not ever thought of these things, if you've never imagined of what is possible, if you've never used your creativity thinking about these things, then your life cannot be anything more. So, I mean, this is probably the biggest thing you'll hear, or the biggest thing you'll finally understand slowly as you meditate, as you really grasp the concept of imagination. Because when you start seeing that as you set a goal that's so far off that you think is just crazy, and as you keep saying it, you keep thinking it, you keep doing the things that are necessary to get there, and all of a sudden these goals start coming to you, right? These goals start coming to you, you start achieving things, your reality starts broadening. Very simply, you could say, oh, I want a greater set of friends, a more positive set of friends. If I've only had this negative group my whole life, all of a sudden, no, I'm going to broaden my reality. I think I can have better friends. All of a sudden, new people start walking into your life. All of a sudden, you start searching for new people. All of a sudden, you start connecting with new people. Very simple example. Now you apply this to your job, money, whatever it is you want, whatever, it doesn't matter. I mean, chances are you don't even know what you want. That's probably it. You haven't used your creativity, you haven't used your imagination of what you think you could be doing, right? Oh, I want to travel the world. No, I can't do that. I gotta stay here. I can't travel the world. Oh, I want to have all this money so I can help my family, help the people around me. Oh no, I can't. How am I going to do that, right? Remember, imagination, right side of your brain, okay? Intuition, all of these things are on that side. Logic, rational, analytical, left side of your brain. So when you're striving for something that is so far off your logic that your logic can't even understand or rationally doesn't make sense, right? Then you're going to have a conflict. Your left brain is going to be battling constantly against it. It's going to say, no, don't do that. No, don't eat well. It's not going to do anything for you. Don't meditate. It's worthless. Don't exercise. Why do you need to exercise? You can sit down and have fun and watch TV. This is what your left brain is doing because it does not know. If all you know is the reality of sitting in your house, hanging around people that have no value to you, working a job you do not like, doing these types of things, then your left brain will just stay like that. And if your right brain is not powerful, if you haven't trained it if you haven't trained to go with your intuition or guide yourself with your intuition, then your left brain will always win. Your ego self will always win. The devil on your shoulder, okay? So once you start going with your intuition, with just little things, trusting yourself, because it all comes down to that. When you know you should have done something and you didn't do it and then you kind of get guilty over it. When you know you should have said something to someone, you didn't do it and you know you should have. These types of ideas, these little things are the things that you need to start going with. Because this will open the door to the right side of your brain and will open the door to your creativity, imagination, and everything else. Because when I ask you, okay, go home and think of the dream life, you probably couldn't even do that, even if you wanted to. If you've been so stuck. And I'm not going to make no judgments of where you're at. However, most people right now, imagination, creativity is just not there. Because first of all, they haven't been using it. Your brain, everything just needs to be practiced, repetition, right? You get good in class, it's all from repetition. You keep doing it, you get better. So the same thing with your brain, same thing with using your imagination. When I've done certain chakra meditations or energy centers, when I ask you to visualize a certain color, whether or not you can do this should show you your visualization ability, right? You go in, if you're not able to visualize the color, okay, this is practice that you need to be doing. Because when you start talking about dreaming, lucid dreaming, astral travel, leaving the body, these types of things, they may be very unknown to you, but these are things that I delved in for a long time. Actually, not even that long, but a lot in a short period of time. And all it comes down to is practice, visualizing. Because you can get to a place where you can close your eyes and go into another world and do all these things. But like I said, to someone who asked a question last Saturday about lucid dreaming or dreaming at night, because everyone loves doing that, this world right here is much better, believe me. Because this world is your dream. This is the world where you can create whatever you want. As much as it may seem like it is unattainable, when you're in a dream, sleeping, and you're in the emotions, you're all like going crazy, it's scary, it's happy, you're just going with the dream, you're just in the emotion, up and down, up and down. Most people in the everyday, up and down, their emotions are just going. If it's something bad happens, oh, they're terrible. If something happy happens, oh, they're good. No control, right? All of a sudden, sometimes you're in a dream and you know you're dreaming, right? So the nightmare is not scary anymore. The happy things are not really that great. I mean, they're fun, but you know it's a dream. This is the same idea when you wake up in this world. All of a sudden you realize, oh, I'm in control of this. I'm in control of my body. I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of my emotions. As much as I thought I wasn't before, when I get angry, it felt so real. It felt so real when I was angry. It took a hold of me, right? So these are the things that when you start understanding now, I mean, how many times have I talked about the idea you're in complete control and you know this by now. However, it's practice, because I mean, like, I can talk for days and hours and weeks, and what other people say to you, they'll go back and they'll say something else, and you'll be constantly in this battle. But it all comes down to the experience you're gonna have. Lately, I mean, I was in my little cave at home, not in the gym as much, doing a lot of work at home, doing a lot of meditation, doing a lot of searching, building this company, whatever. When I realized when I come back out, I'm more social, interacting with people, interacting with situations that I'm not when I'm in that room. Now all of a sudden, as much as the meditation helps, as much as the searching helps, experience is overall, right? Experience is always overall. If you're out experiencing, doing your thing, constantly you will be provided. If you're conscious, if you're woken, you're waking up, wakeful to your consciousness, now all of a sudden you're going to be kind of analyzing your own actions. You make a mistake, not a big deal. Now I know what I need to do next time. You do something good, you pat yourself on the back. Now I know what I can do next time. Constantly, you're in almost like a third-person perspective, watching yourself, understanding exactly how to improve, how to change, how to fix different things. This is the idea of a true conscious life that you're living. Because it doesn't matter whether you make a mistake or you make the right decision. That doesn't matter. What matters is what you're learning in each situation. And as you learn more and more and more, the less you will have to learn in that moment. Because I mean, you can learn for as much as you want. But the more you can just become present, you'll just get so in the moment where everything you'll be doing is going to be right. Everything you're going to be doing is going to be conscious. You're always going to say what's on your mind. You're always going to do what you're thinking. There's going to be no kind of block, because that's usually what it is. You have your thoughts. They may be great thoughts getting you to do something, but there's a wall. There's a limitation that you put on yourself, right? Oh, I want to go do this. I can't do that. Then you make all the excuses of why you can't do it. No, and then you end up not doing it. Then you feel guilty, right? Because like when you go eat a piece of cake and you know it's a bad piece of cake, you feel guilty. When you make fun of somebody and you know you shouldn't do that, you feel guilty, right? So anytime you do something consciously wrong, you will instantly feel guilt. So I mean, it's just it's like the perfect guidance system, is it not? It's like the 100% non-failure guidance system for yourself. You don't need me, you don't need anyone else. You have you to decide what is right and what is wrong. And as you go with that intuition all the time, trust it. You may not always make the right decision, but chances are you will. Because in every decision, there's no real wrong decision. And this experience will guide you into whatever you need to be doing. And then on top of that, as you're using your imagination, as you're visualizing what is possible for you or what you want in your life, then all of a sudden the life becomes fun. Now you go home, you're meditating, you're visualizing, you're thinking about what you want to achieve, then you go out and you're actually doing it. This is your life. New life for you, right? Because it does not have to be the greatest, beautiful things. It can be very small. Start small, you slowly go up and up and up, and I mean, it takes you from there. But it all comes from you. I mean, I'll say this every class. It all comes from you. And it also comes from consistency. Because you can do this for a week, you can do this for 2 weeks, you can do this for 3 months. There's no stopping. You cannot stop. This is the idea of people think they can exercise, they can eat well, they can meditate, they can get new habits and do it for a couple weeks, do it for a couple months, and then they think they're good, right? The top of the mountain, I can chill out. Never like that. Life is constant, constant, constant. If you can constantly fix your day, so you have the same habits every day, you wake up, you have your routine, you go to bed, you have your routine, and your day is just filled with all kinds of stuff. And then you repeat the next day, and then you repeat the next day, you repeat the next day, right? This is your life. This is how it should be. If everyone were to follow this, I mean, everything would just be like beautiful, pristine, everything you want, it would just come. And as you get more consistent, there's no kind of place where it just gets stagnant. There may be times when it kind of gets slow, but it never gets just stagnant where it stops. Everything just keeps getting better, and as you get guided with this intuition, the visualizations won't even be needed anymore. You'll be living the life that you're already visualizing, and every time you think something, it will kind of already happen. It's like you won't be too far ahead, you won't be too far behind, you'll be right here, boom, everything happening. Okay? So, next meditation, we're going to go into some visualization. I'm not going to guide it too much because I'm going to kind of let you try and do it yourself. But in the beginning, we're going to be focused on past memory. So I'm going to get you to find a good situation that you remember, a happy situation, a happy event that happened to you, whatever it is. And we're going to try and visualize it again. Feel it. Feel the sensations. What were you hearing? What were you smelling? What were you feeling in your body? How were you feeling? Because generally you would feel like a euphoric feeling, and it would be right here in your heart, because that's usually where it comes. So you're going to be feeling this, and all you need to be doing is keeping in that. Because your brain, close your eyes, your brain does not tell the difference between an experience here and an experience in your mind. There's no difference. Perfect example is a study in the States of a basketball team. They had two teams. One team, they were trying to improve their free throw. So one team is actually improving their free throw, practicing every day. The next team is only visualizing it in their head, and the third team is not doing anything at all. The last team obviously does not improve. Second two, almost identical, like 22%, 23%. Both the same. One is visualizing in their head, one is actually practicing. Visualization, your brain cannot tell the difference, okay? So the more you're able to do this on the regular, then things will be good.